Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I got a new special spreadsheet for you guys. It's called Florida Fantasy 5. If you live in the state of Florida, I know a lot of people like to play the Fantasy 5 game, which the Florida Fantasy 5 game is really you choose five numbers that ranges from 1 through 36. And you're trying to get the five numbers in a row. And with Florida, find Fantasy 5. I believe the tickets are $1, I believe, because I'm in Arizona, but I like to create spreadsheets for people. Sometimes they reach out to me and say, "Hey, can you build this for me? I need to win here. Can you develop something that I can get some numbers that I can win with and stuff like that?" So here's how to play. This is Florida Fantasy 5 games. Looks like all five numbers 100,000. Four numbers is $100. Or you think you can max out at $555? Three balls, $10. I think three balls, or if you do this is estimate roll down prizes. So then if you get two balls, you get a free ticket. So here's the payouts. Easy match. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the way it works. It's just really combination balls between 1 to 36. What the sheet here that I have is basically off of 1 to 36 is here. So this is the midday drawing. So if you see the information here, midday drawing, evening drawing, and this is combining both datas together, which you can create new numbers here as well. So that's what it's for. So, but here's the column for hot, cold, overdraw, or overdue numbers, and when the last time this number came up. So that's how this is designed. So all these are buttons here that you can press to make this sheet work. So where we get the data from, each has this Excel sheet has five sheets here. There's a dashboard, midday, evening, midday data, evening data, ultimate data, and then the frequency. So the way I designed this is under the midday, these are all just midday numbers, all midday numbers. And what the cool thing about this is, I mean, the last update I have here is midday is July 19th, which July 19th was a couple days ago, several days ago. Right now it's the 22nd here um, in Arizona. So let's see, how do you get to the results? So if we put this, no, that's not the right one. Not familiar with this. Okay, I think this is where it's at. So the 19th. So here's the numbers for the 19th. So the 19th was midday was 11, 14, 28, 29, and 33. The 19th here, 11, 14, 28, 29, 33. So all the midday numbers are here. So if you put it on this side, midday, see 3, 9, 10, midday, midday. So all I loaded everything else here for us on that just for this year. So from January to July. So this is the same information here for this is midday. So if you click on the evening sheet is the same. It's also all the way down to the 19th. So all the midday numbers are there. And the way you got to load this is so let's say the next drawing came up and that was July the 20th, right? So you just put 7/20/2025. Then this is going to be evening, and then I don't know. I'm just going to show you how this thing works. I'm just going to load this number in there. Just a basic number real quick. That's not the real number. So then I just hit add event, add. So what will happen is when I press that button, it will show up down here, right? So you see there's no information there now. And you press this button, boom, automatically loads it up here for you. All right, so that's how it works. So that's get rid of that. But that's what this button is for. So each section has its own button that you can add stuff in there. The ultimate data is the same way. Ultimate data. So the way this one works is you have two different information, midday, evening, evening, midday, evening, whatever that you're using. Then there's a drop down box you can choose from. So when you load your information, you can put evening, put that information, midday, put that information. Same thing, you just press the button, you'll go to the last information here, and both of these information are there. Okay, so that's the way it works. And then on this side is the frequency side. So what frequency really means on this page is there's three different boxes. One is for midday drawings, evening drawings, and ultimate data. So this frequency will pull real numbers for us here in these three boxes in the main dashboard. So let's say, for example, right now, what this really does, it's numbers 1 to 36, right? So it will show how many times the number have came up, right? So it'll tell us like, but the last 100 drawings, how many times this number came up. And based off of that, that will generate for us hot numbers, cold numbers, overdue numbers. And every time you enter new numbers information into the data here and you hit the update, it'll adjust for you to see which numbers become hot or cold. All right, so that's what it's for. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start with the midday. So that updated here. See, now all these numbers have been generated for us. So which number is hot numbers, which number is cold numbers. So now I can go to my dashboard here, and all I got to do here is update this information. Press the button here. Boom. Hot, cold, and overdue numbers have been updated. See, now it shows you what hot numbers are, what your cold numbers are. These are overdue numbers. And what that really means is the last time this 24 was played was back 26 games ago. So that's roughly about 26 days ago. This number 6 hasn't been drawn since 25 days ago. So that's that, or games ago. That's the last draw. And it automatically highlights your hot numbers for you up here, your cold numbers here, then your yellow ones are the overdue numbers, right? So that's what it's for. So that's what this sheet information adjusts based off of this frequency here, because the frequency pull all the numbers from the last 100 games, right? So that's how it was played here. And then from there, you can press this button down here. This will generate new numbers for you. Any new numbers that is based off a hot coal and then a few random numbers off of the which number has been played. So let's go and press that. Midday winning prediction generated. So now these are the new numbers that came up. Right? You can play it off of this. So let's try to take a look at it here, because I haven't loaded the 20th number, because the last date on this date is the 19th. Right? So the 20th, let's see if we got any hits there. So let's just go ahead and put it down here real quick. So midday numbers came up as 9, 24, 25, 27, 33. All right, so let's look at the numbers here, see how many numbers that came up that match our predictions. See, 33, 27. So these are the two numbers that actually came in a row. So if you would have played this, you would have got a free ticket. So now there's nothing here. 24, this number came up. 24. So that one was a hit. And then on this sheet game here, nothing. 24 came up again here. So out of those, I mean, you got four numbers that came up, but you still got one a free ticket if you played 5 games, right? So, but that's the way that number played based off of, but that's just one draw. I mean, you can press it again. This will update again automatically. The only thing is you can't go back. If you take this data here and you press it and you move ahead and you want to go check back what numbers was predicted, you can't go back. But you can always get another sheet open. Maybe you can put this, copy this whole thing, and add a new sheet here, and just put your data there. So now that way you can keep track of what came up before if you like those winnings. And then when you press it again, it updated again. All right. So like this one has a number 9 here. There's no nines. What about 24? 24 here. Then there's 33 here. There's no, that's about it, huh? Yep, I don't see anything else. But this one just drew that. But these numbers that are showing here are often chose based off of the overdrawn or the overdue numbers, the cold numbers, the hot numbers, right? So sometimes it pulls off of that. But the system automatically designs that. Like 111 here is a hot number, right? So that's a hot number. But the numbers that came up here, do any of these hot or cold numbers matching this? Like 24 itself was an long overdue number, which was 26 days ago, 26 games ago. See, so that's the reason why it chose the overdue number based off of this last win. Make sense? All right, so that's the information for the midday drawing. So it's really similar with the information for the evening drawing as well. Evening drawings are kind of the same. So if you just let's go ahead and hit the update on the frequency back here. So the same thing with the unlimited, oh, I'm sorry, the ultimate data. So let's update this and let's update this. So now all the numbers are different because evening drawings has its own numbers. Midday drawing has its own results. So if we choose this and let's say we update this. So let's look at the date. So this, all the data that we have is on the 19th. So the evening, so the midday was 9, 24, 25, 27, 33. And then for the evening draw was 2, 7, 8, 13, 26. Right? So these were the winning numbers that came up. All right, so let's just bracket this real quick to make it a lot easier to see. So let's bulk it up a little bit and there we go. Now we can see it. Okay, so this is the evening draw. This is the midday draw. So this is the wins from the 20th. All right, so this is the numbers from all the data here is from the 19th. So let's go ahead and pull this here. So this is the updated version. So this is the first draw I pull. 2 is automatic in the first one, right? 2, nothing came up here. And nothing there. I mean, there's a 7 that was drawn here. 26 was drawn there as well. So you're going to hit the 7 and the 26. And then even the 8. So this has 3 numbers here. 7, 8, and 26. So this is based off that's drawing number 4. This was close. It was numbers two numbers off. See, 13. This was 1 number off, which was 1. Nice, insane or what? See how close this thing plays. So that's the way this thing works here. But let's say if we use all the data, combining both of these datas in here, which is this data here, evening draws and everything else from everything else counted as 100 games. So if you do that, let me get rid of this sheet. All right, so go here, let's update this and see how close we get to those. Because mixed data sometimes is okay, but I think understanding that midday has its own way of having numbers come up. Evening is the same way, but if you combine both data and you're pushing to try to win with that same numbers and using ultimate data, let's see if anything comes close. So let's put this on this side and this on this side. Right, so let's do that. Oh, bro. There we go. Oh, I forgot to mention too. These are the datas for the calendar. I forgot to bring this one up. This on the right side is all your history numbers. So if you don't want to keep switching days and trying to find like what the next number was, you can pull it from here. So okay, this number played here. So midday drawings, all data is showing from here. From the bottom, it has 10 days here for you. So 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. Okay, so make things easier for you. Anytime you add new data, just make sure you hit the button here. Each has its own buttons here to update in these sheets. All right, so we are in the middle of analyzing this here. So let's see. Okay, so if we base out all the data here, how close can we get? I mean, this is the evening, this is the midday drawing. So if you were to play the data for the 19th and the 20th is, I mean, there's a 7, there's a 19. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do it in the first one first. So there's a 9. There's no 24. There's no 25, 27, 33. So you would have had this 33 is here, and then 9 is here. Those are the only two numbers that came up for this first one. And then if you look at the second one, there's sevens that came up here twice. And then 8 came up here in the second drawing. 13 came in the third drawing. The only number that didn't come up is the 26. So out of that, there's 4 different numbers that came off of the same drawings here. So it's up here, right? So, but that's how this works. It's just real, but you're using mixed data, like combining both datas together. I mean, they kind of almost pull all 4 or 5 numbers, but all scattered in different drawings. All right, so let's choose it again, run it again, if there's anything that would hit. So this time I pulled 26, right? But let's see if you look at any of these numbers here in the overdue numbers, 24 again here. See 24, 24 overdue, 29 days of games played before 24 was drawn. 30, number 8, even 8 wasn't the overdue numbers. It came up here. See? And then 21. See, even on this sheet, like if you play the evening sheet here, overdue number 26, 21 games ago. 7 overdue numbers showing here. And then from here, 7 to 13 to number 2. So, I mean, this sheet is really powerful. I mean, if you understand how it really works, that's really the whole bottom line of this. You know what I mean? So, if this video helps you out, I mean, if you want to get your own sheet, yeah, just tap on the bottom and go to my the place you can download this whole sheet, and you can edit it, try it out for yourself. I mean, that's the frequency side of it. And I mean, well, let's test one more thing here for you to show you how to add everything else here. So let's do this. So let's go to the 20th. Let's go to the 20th of July. So July the 20th. So 7/20/2025. And this is midday. And 9/24/25/27/33. So we added this data here. All right. So we run that. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is doing this. Let's switch it to date. There we go. So that's midday. So you can go to ultimate here and you can just put midday numbers. That's the same number for today. Then you just go and hit submit. So it's doing the same thing here. Let's fix it again. Short day. There we go. So that's midday and then the evening. 7/20/2005. Evening draw 2/7/8/13/26. All right, so we'll go ahead and just copy this real quick. Submit that. It's doing the same thing. But you just got to go back up here to the date section. Put short date. I'll update that for you. Okay, so those are the new numbers that we just added. And then we got to do the same thing with here. This would be the evening. Goes in here. That updates everything else there. Then you just hit save. You go to frequency now that these numbers will start changing. Watch. So first update. See, numbers start changing. 33, 14, everything change. Evening draws. Same thing. Number change. Number all change. So now you have the updated version. Now you go to the main dashboard. Now you can go here and you can also update your calendars over here. So let's update this calendars. All of them has 19 at the bottom. It's going to switch to 20. 20, 20, 20. See it? And then from there, you can go ahead and update these numbers too. You can go here. So now the cold, hot numbers all change. Evening numbers, cold, hot numbers all change. Same thing with the ultimate. The ultimate is probably not going to change rarely with these numbers because a lot of these numbers, because you're playing 2 games into one data. Every day you play 2, you're adding 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers here. But if that number is not going to change right away. But with this, it's quicker. All right, so let's go and hit update here. These are new numbers. These are new numbers. These are new numbers. So we're going to test this number out again one more time. So that's the date for the 20th. So the new numbers for the 21st, which is yesterday. Let's go ahead and do midday. Win numbers is 6, 14, 21, 31, 35. Evening is 3. Oh, there we go. 3, 6, 9, 12, 33. So that was the wins for yesterday, midday, and evening. So now if we look at this, any numbers close to it? So let's look at the hot coal. Look, overdraw number 6 days, 26 days ago. Bam. See? Six, number 6 was 20 games ago. This is already there, the first one. 14. 14 is a hot number. 21. 21 is a random number. 31. Overdue number. 15 games ago. 35. Hot number. So two hots, two overdue numbers. Pretty amazing, huh? Then if you go here, and if you were to take the same number and you went over here to the ultimate side of it, how does it play out? All the overdue numbers, 35 is here, 21's overdue here, 31 again is coal, 14's a hot number. The only one that doesn't have is 6. But if you look at the draws from this side, see if it played anything here. Only 21 showed up here. 21 again. So that's only two numbers that came out of this whole winning for the midday drawing. Make sense? All right, so let's look at the evening drawing. Let's go here. The evening drawings is here. So 6 is here. There's no 3. There's a 9 that was chosen the second game. 12, 33. So this one didn't really quite get the numbers off of this sheet here. But this one did very well, but it's really pulling off of the overdue numbers and the cold numbers itself. So if you can master this whole thing, I bet you can win some good money off of this. I mean, the payouts on this ain't that bad. I mean, it's only 5 numbers and it's only 1 through 36. That's right. So, but the payout itself is if you can understand how the results work and everything else. I mean, this is pretty much how this game is played. All right, so that's the only information I'm going to provide for you guys. If you guys want to check out this, check out more games on this, I'll be putting more videos on this, how to play the sheet, and maybe just predict some numbers for you guys. But that's the way this game works here for us. So I'll go ahead and end the video here. And again, I'll go ahead and put the link below too for you guys to check it out. All right, so let me go and hit this here. And yeah, subscribe to my channel here for more information on Florida numbers. Arizona is where I'm at. But yeah, have a good day.